Award-winning actress Gillian Anderson is best known for playing FBI Special Agent Dana Scully on The X-Files, one of my all-time favorites. She's put out a new book with her friend, journalist Jennifer Nadel. They describe We, a manifesto for women everywhere, as a manual for change. It questions why women today are prone to self-criticism. It also looks at how the rates of depression and anxiety among women are skyrocketing. We is published by Atria Books. That is an imprint of Simon & Schuster, which is a division of CBS. Gillian Anderson and Jennifer Nadel are with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Congratulations on the book, and great to have both of you here. So how do you describe, you write about, Gillian, this me culture. Describe it.
The me culture, well, we're very much living in a me culture. Our me's are our phones. Our phones represent exactly who we are. And one of the things in this book is it's a rallying cry for women to put a different set of values at the center of our lives, values that are antithesis to that are based in kindness and honesty and compassion and courage, the courage to stand up for ourselves and for our fellow human beings so that we'll build bridges instead of walls.
Mm-hmm. What's necessary to do that?
What is necessary? Well, one of the things that we talk about in the book is really about self-care, and that when we start getting honest with ourselves and we start making time for ourselves, it's easier for us to go out in the world and be kinder and show compassion to other people.
And also, we all have to stop pretending. So many of us put on this face as we go out. You know, we might wake up at 3 in the morning and think, what am I doing here? Or I just can't deal with my life. And then we put our makeup on, go into the world and start pretending. And if we start talking honestly about how we really are, then we can begin to start developing the world that actually meets our real needs, not those that we're faking.
You have 9 different principles, and honesty is one of them. That actually was my favorite principle. You have love, you have kindness, you have joy, you have acceptance. But in honesty, you write this, Jennifer. Imagine what it would be like if we told the truth about what it is to be female, if we stop pretending when we feel fine, when we really feel vulnerable, if we stop hiding our needs to appear likable. And you both wrote very candidly about things that you have hidden in your past. Why did you feel, Gillian and Jennifer, share some of the things that you shared in the book, and why you felt the need to tell people about that?
Well, because honesty is such a huge part of the book, in all of the principles, it is a foundation. It seemed very important that we were willing to get as honest ourselves to encourage other women to get honest.
Mm-hmm. Does it just apply to women? I mean, these are principles that ought to apply to men, too.
No, and in fact, the men that have read this book have absolutely loved it and have said, what about me? And to which we say, well, you're welcome to take them and use them. But, you know, at this moment in history, you know, women are still lagging far behind men, and particularly at this moment, our rights are under threat. So we've written it for women, but yeah, the principles are universal, and you're welcome to read them.
Gillian, you challenged the principle of equal pay. You took on your bosses.
Yes, I did take
about
on
your
my
co-stars,
bosses.
you and David Duchovny.
Yeah. Even as recently as 2015, when it happened again, it was, and it was quite scary at the time to make that decision. You know, we're shown that it's not okay to speak up. As women, we're often silenced. There's a lot of backlash, and then there's the normalization of backlash. And so, you know, when I did actually speak up, the amount of responses that I got from women, I mean, ultimately, empowered women empower women, and so when we can stand up and show what is unacceptable to ourselves in society, then it's a good example anyway.
Well, you wrote about feeling nauseous. I mean, just physically nauseous. I mean, it was how many years before you were able to say we should be making the same pay?
Well, initially, when I had this fight with Fox was a few years into the season, and I finally won parody. But then when we did the new 6 episodes in 2015, I was offered less than half than my co-star again, which just completely boggled my mind. But and I eventually got there, but it was really important. But I was afraid, you know, I was afraid of angering the man and shaming the woman in charge of making that decision.
Mm-hmm. And how did it turn out?
We got parody. I mean,
there you go.
I mean,
You write too about the depression. You were a broadcast journalist, and you write too about getting a call to go to Downing Street, and you're sitting there with your baby, and you go, I don't know if I want to do it. You write about
I was. It was this moment. You know, I had been living in a when-then way, as many of us do. When I get the job, when I get the kids, when I get the relationship, then I'll be happy. And I had it all, and I was sitting there with my 2 kids throwing their pureed baby food at me, and I got the call to go to Downing Downing Street, which is what every journalist wants to get. And I just looked at my kids and I thought, I can't do it, I can't go. Even though this happens every day, I need to be here. And then, you know, and then my life unfolded. Massive depression, burnout, and from that, great gifts.
You said the outside can look really great, but if you're not happy on the inside, nothing works.
It's true, it's true. And so often we compare how we feel on the inside with how someone else looks on the outside, which just makes us feel even more miserable and lonely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Gillian Anderson and Jennifer Nadel, very important book for women and men too, as she pointed out. It's called We, a Manifesto for Women. Everywhere. It goes on sale now, wherever you like to buy your books.